Hello everybody, it's Andrew's Weather Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about a few things, kind of like a barrage of things. We're just going to go into detail about some stuff. Here's the current radar view. I've not really started off with like a national mosaic of the radar, but we do have some thunderstorms and showers going on across portions of Florida. That pencil is a bit big there. We have showers and thunderstorms occurring across portions of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Looks like we have some light showers, unless that's radar air in this area. I think there might be some snow showers or some sort of light rain coming in here. Not really much is happening right now, so that's a good thing. Due onto the National Weather Services page, and we do see we have red flag warnings in place across northeastern Kansas, Nebraska, portions of Nebraska, South Dakota, far northwest Iowa, North Dakota, New Mexico, Texas, and Arizona. We also do have some flash flood watches in this area as they're going to be getting hammered with rainfall. Now, something to note, the National Weather Service has had an error, and a lot of their stuff has went down. So some of the stuff in the video that I will be showing you, some of the stuff that I normally show you is not going to be available, which is going to suck. We're just going to have to go through it and deal with it. Currently, the Weather Prediction Center only has the day 1 hazard, so here you go for day 1. And this was last night, I believe, too. Yeah, this was from a couple of days ago, so this isn't even, right. So we gotta go into here, and here's something that I'll be looking at. So today we're likely to see some isolated severe weather across portions of this area here, with a small chance of a tornado, chances for large hail and damaging wind gusts. Now the chance isn't that high, but it's there. And then tomorrow, I do think there will be a slight risk for severe weather somewhere in this area, right in here. I did personally issue a slight risk yesterday with my outlook, so there's that. And then Thursday, Florida could get some thunderstorms. Saturday, Sunday, really not going to happen. Monday, we could see some isolated showers and thunderstorms along a warm front here, or stationary boundary. Some of the models have been picking up. Same with Tuesday, some isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible. Maybe some severe storms. We'll get into that, though, in a little bit here. Here's the Storm Prediction Center. Day 1 outlook, here we go. Marginal risk from Bowling Green, Kentucky, all the way over to Dallas area. Actually, there's one thing I forgot. Here's the total rainfall over the next 7 days. You see here a good amount for this area. That's why there's flash flood watches. That area already is flooded out. But back to the severe weather. We do have a 2% risk of tornadoes from just east of west of Nashville all the way over to Dallas, Texas. 5% risk of wind for the whole marginal risk, and a 5% risk of hail from Jackson, Tennessee, all the way over to Dallas. So thunderstorms are expected to develop with isolated severe thunderstorms possible. Primary hazards would be a brief tornado or two, isolated damaging wind gusts up to 65 miles per hour, and isolated large hail up to 1.5 inches. Tomorrow, we have a large marginal risk from eastern Texas all the way over to southern New Jersey. I'd say if there were to be a slight risk, it'd probably be somewhere like this, because this is where the area of highest confidence is. I personally did a slight risk in somewhat of that area. They do mention isolated stronger storms in this area here. Isolated thunderstorms are possible. Can continue after dark. Tornado risk, we have a 2% risk of tornadoes all the way from the southern tip of Delaware all the way over to Birmingham. Some of the bigger cities in the 2% risk are Charlotte, North Carolina, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, Birmingham, Athens, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina, I think it's Wilmington, North Carolina, and then that's it. There's a large 5% risk of wind that includes 40 million people, all the way from southern New Jersey into portions of Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, etc. 5% risk of hail for Dixie Alley there. Day 3, just an isolated shout of thunderstorms for the outer banks of North Carolina, and then for southern Florida. Can't rule out a stronger thunderstorm, but that seems unlikely at this point. Day 4 through 8 outlook, it's potential too low for day 4, and day 5, and day 6, and day 7, and day 8. Smith is saying medium range forecast look to prevail severe weather across the United States of America. So here's our event that we had on the 28th that I was briefly talking about, and we had the enhanced risk in here, and it actually verified more or less in here. So that is interesting. It would have verified though if the enhanced risk was further north. It's still verified, but the overall placement was misplaced. Now here's your updated totals for tornadoes this year. So far we've had 131 there, a lot of strong ones, and most of them have came from our recent outbreaks, and I'm updating you guys again because more tornadoes have been confirmed. Out of the last outbreak, there have been around 50 tornadoes, most of them being weaker, which is a good thing. But out of the outbreak from the 24th, we're starting to get more confirmed tornadoes. We have 40 confirmed tornadoes now, which is a lot. We have 14 that were strong, and then one that was violent. So there's one rating that I really don't agree with, and that's this one of an EF3. I do think there's some upper end EF3 damage. They only rated at 150 mile per hour EF3, which I do think is a little bit too low. I think that had upper EF3 to lower end EF4 damage to a house and trees, but of course, I'm not the National Weather Service. I'm not the expert. I'm just giving in my take. And then from the event on the 27th, a lot of tornadoes are coming in too with that. See here, they have sections on the Peachtree City tornado, this one that was very long tracked, and then they have one on this one and this one, so that's interesting. Let's go over to the main point of it, where everybody's kind of wanting to see what's happening here. As you can see here, showers of thunderstorms building this afternoon and evening across the south. People are talking about a major snowstorm, which is definitely possible for some of these areas. I would not be surprised if some areas pick up a ton of snow. I will go into that. We'll go into what the models are showing. Let's stop at frame 84. Let's just stop there. Let's see how much snow actually accumulates up there using the Kuchera method. Boom. So it looks like the mountains are going to get anywhere between 6 and 12 inches of snow. This is not really too major for the mountains. It's pretty normal. I do see PA in portions of over there. Anywhere in Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, you guys could easily pick up 1 to 3 inches, potentially higher in the mountain ranges, and of course northern New York and central New York. They're going to be getting widespread totals, 6 to 12 inches, some even higher. The GFS indicates like 11 up there. Interesting. What about the NAM? NAM model indicates, let's see here, NAM can be typically a bit high with snow totals. NAM model, it indicates PA getting no snow. Probably a lot of people like that. It indicates an area in the mountains up here getting a lot, like over 12 inches. NAM's pretty similar to GFS. What about the RDPS? And what about the 60-year run? Because that's going to go out a bit farther. 60-year run shows pretty similar to the NAM. An area in northern New York getting 20 inch or nearly 16 inch or nearly 2 feet. I was off there by a ton. Sorry about that. The UK Met is showing around the same thing. So models are agreeing that we're probably going to see the highest snowfall being somewhere in here. Maybe another area of higher snowfall in here. But yeah. Well, now let's get on to the more fun side of the video. And let's get on to the more fun side of like what everybody's waiting for is the severe weather. So let's get on to that. We'll use the Euro, and then once we can't use the Euro anymore, of course we'll switch over to the GFS. Let's just move along here. I will briefly talk about the severe weather for the next few days and the coming days, but it looks like the Euro fires off some supercells Monday. Let's take a sounding in front of this. This is a Sunday night. Fires off some supercells there. Looks like they're elevated, though, and not going to be a concern for tornadoes. Let's just take a look at these. Yeah, it looks like hail will be the main threat with these supercells. Maybe this one down here could have a tornado threat. We'll just check it out. Nope, looks like it's going to be mainly a hail threat with these storms, as they have limited instability. So, hail will be the main threat with those. As they kind of push along here. Yep, just checking. Hail looks like to be the main threat. You move along here, looks like you get some more hailers to develop Monday night. And actually, that is the case. And maybe a small tornado threat. The tornado threat looks pretty low. Yep. Looks like your classic northwest flow event that you would get late in the year. Looks like this forms a derecho, actually, that moves down south. The Euro wants a derecho, man. It literally shows a derecho. Ha! The environment really isn't favorable for one either, which is kind of the funny thing. That adds on to the funniness. I don't know if that's a derecho, but that's a strong line of storms for sure. I might be misinterpreting it myself. What just happened? I don't know what just happened, man, but we'll go on with that. Okay. Move along here, we start to see another complex of severe thunderstorms form on the Euro, and that's actually pretty favorable for sort of isolated tornadoes, damaging wind gusts. Could see some significant wind gusts if this actually ends up playing out. Yeah, this looks pretty significant what the Euro is showing for Wednesday. And then it ends up dying right over me. How fun, man. let's keep a look on here. Let's see here. Yep, and looks like there's some more thunderstorms that form this day. Oh, they go right over me and actually strengthen. That's fun. Let's take a sounding right there. Okay, that's actually a pretty favorable environment for some isolated tornadoes, wind, gust, hail. So the Euro wants me to get on some severe weather at the end of the run. We'll see if this holds up. If that holds up, I won't be able to chase because it's Wednesday night. RIP. Wednesday night's pretty busy for me usually. Here's the last frame of the Euro. What does the last frame show? The last frame. The last frame. I want to see this. Oh my gosh! Look at all the instability. Oh my gosh, the Euro, man, it's giving me hope. That's actually a favorable sounding for tornadoes. Holy cow, northwest flow out of there. I don't know, man. If this actually happens next week, we're going to have a very favorable environment for some tornadic activity. You end up looking at the 850 flow here to go a little bit more in depth here. I know I really shouldn't be looking at soundings this far out, so I'll stop doing that. But look at the 850 flow that the Euro kind of spits out here. Look at that. A lot of 850 millibar flow across this area and this area over here. There's a bit of a wall cap kind of in here. It spits out there, but this is definitely going to be reminiscent of a northwest flow kind of event that happens in the late spring usually, and not this time of the year. Look at your 500 millibar jet, you get a jet streak along this area. Classic northwest flow event. And some people always think that northwest flow events are going to be derechos. No, not always. They could be tornado events. Like this one, if that would actually happen, might be a tornado event actually. But we'll see. This is a bit far out to really go into storm mode and that kind of stuff because this solution could change with any run. If we end up looking at the Canadian, it probably has a totally different solution. Yeah, the Canadian has a totally different solution. It has more of a warm front scenario across like Minnesota. So every single model is going to have a different solution. Let's see, it's just a cherry-picked sounding. Okay, yep. Every single model is going to have a different solution this far out. The GFS, let's see what it has. It has a very interesting solution. Wow. It has a Dixie Alley outbreak. That's all I will say. It has a literal Dixie Alley outbreak about to happen. I'm just gonna look at Supersonic Pause to be funny for a second. Yeah, it literally has Dixie Alley going under the gun again. They don't need to be under the gun again. Probably don't need to be under the gun again at all. Yeah, that's a very favorable look for a Dixie Alley tornado outbreak, is what the Euro shows. Literally shows dual low pressures roaming, one here, and another one there. What is the GFS doing, my man? And another one here and here. Where are the high pressures? Where are the high pressures? That's a new meme. Where are the high pressures? But on with the memes. That is definitely very significant what the Euro is showing. Yeah, fun. Look at the composite EHI. Yep, that's very high. That would not be good what the GFS is showing at the end of the run. That would not be good. Dixie Alley doesn't need more. Let's just go in throughout the GFS then, just take a look at what it shows throughout the whole run, because I kind of want to see what it has. So it shows that next system bringing up that snowstorm, not major, just an intense snowstorm for the Northeast. They're used to it. Here's Monday. Looks like some thunderstorms form along that cold front. Bring me some maybe severe weather. We'll just take a sounding there to make sure it's nothing interesting. That's Z. Why me? Anything? Nope. It's just elevated convection. Still thunderstorms though. Move along here. What the? We're gonna stop that at 200 and like what is this? 19. What the? Midwest? Nah, that's not really the look you want. It's actually not terrible. It's not a terrible look. Not a terrible look. More of a Dixie look, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, it looks like more of a Plains and Dixie look with this, which is going to suck for me. Now, remember, this is very far out and stuff can change, so... just put a big if on the kind of table. It looks like it shows that low pressure, and then there's that Dixie system that we were talking about before that could stir some trouble if it actually happens. And it shows a very interesting pattern. Is that a tropical storm forming at the end of the run? What the? Let's go along here. We'll just look at the 500 millibar flow because I always like doing that. So looks like the year, or not the year, the GFS shows a pretty interesting low here with this next upcoming system. There's your negative tilt. Oh, there's a large low pressure. Jeez. That's a cutoff low and a half. Here's where things start getting interesting. On Monday, it looks like you get a little shortwave to form. Okay, cutoff low. Then, this is when it literally shows two different troughs. Okay, that's a long wave right there. Very potent long wave. Then there's a cutoff low at the end of the run. Okay, very interesting GFS. Let's go into the short-range model guidance, though, with the HRRR run. We'll look at the 12Z run here, the HRRR. Let's go into composite reflectivity with relative HI. Let's go further down into things. Let's go into the southeastern United States region. Actually, we'll start off with the plains. We'll start off with the plains. We'll start off with the southern plains here. Here's your future radar. So as you move along with the day today, we're probably going to see some pop-up thunderstorms form. Some of these could be strong to severe with damaging wind gusts, large hail, and possibly a tornado threat. Looks like here, not really a tornado threat with those. These move along northward, bringing still probably some multicellular clusters. Nothing too tornadic. Okay, that would be a tornadic sounding, so you can't, whoopsie daisies, you can't rule out a tornado with that stuff. Even up northeast. And it looks like you get maybe some isolated supercells to form. If you get any discrete thunderstorms with this environment, maybe you could get a tornado or two. Which is why the Storm Prediction Center ended up prompting a 2% risk. Now this is a very capped environment, which means there's a lid in the environment. Then it looks like tomorrow there's going to be a line of strong thunderstorms pushing south. Actually, it looks like right here at 20Z we got a supercell embedded with that. I'll just take a sounding down there to make sure. Yeah, that's a favorable environment. It's not the best environment ever, but yeah, it's favorable. Let's go look at what it shows for the southeastern region now. Let's actually stop this at around hour 12 today. I just want to look at the ingredients here. So let's see here. You have surface-based CAPE of anywhere between 500 to 2,000 across the region. We have an 850 millibar jet of 30 to 40 knots, maybe a bit higher. More like 25 to 45 knots. Let's see, your 30-kilometer SRH is going to be 150 to maybe 300 in some areas. Let's look at your bulk shear 1 kilometer. This is going to be your lower level shear here. Let's just see here. Anywhere between 15, 30 knots, maybe 40 in some areas. Okay, that's not terrible. Let's look at a bit of an overview for this one here. I'll start off by looking at 12Z in the morning. So there's your line of thunderstorms pushing off southward. It really gets intense across Alabama, and if this does occur, I do think there will be a slight risk somewhere in here if this solution ends up playing out. Very intense line ends up forming, even into the Carolinas. It gets particularly intense. You can see here, kind of Dixie getting in on it. Let's actually end up taking some soundings here. I'll take a sounding like in like north central Georgia there. Not very much instability, which that could be a limiting factor. I want to just quickly go up to the Mid-Atlantic and see what happens up here. As I know there's a severe threat from the Storm Prediction Center all the way into southern New Jersey there. So, looks like... yeah, I can definitely see that. Looks like there will be... that's actually a pretty intense storm right here at 7Z. That's actually pretty intense. That probably has some hail and wind with it. Looks like the instability is limited up there, but it's definitely possible, and then you get that strong line to go offshore. Not to take a look at the GEFS model, and we're mainly going to be using this for the longer ranged, as I usually do. We'll be looking at the main supercell composite here. So let's see here. So Monday, it looks like we might have a little bit of value starting to creep up, but not that high. Tuesday, looks like they get sort of high. Wednesday, they get moderate for, okay, looks like Thursday could be an interesting day to watch next week, about a week away from now. You knew that the values and stuff can change, so that is interesting. What happens here? I am very intrigued to see what happens at 6Z. Oh god. Is one of the things spitting out? Oh, there's a glitch that happens. I literally knew this would happen. I knew it. I want to just look at the ensemble. Oh my god, member 19. I think member 19 glitched out, guys. Don't you think? He glitched out. He done glitched out. We always gotta have some fun, man. What's going on outside? I literally just heard some banging. What the? I don't know if you heard that, but something's happening outside my bedroom window right now. Let's go on to the Euro model, though, and look at the instantaneous flash rate here. Let's just move along here with today. Looks like some scattered thunderstorms form overnight. Tomorrow, same deal. Scattered thunderstorms. Some could be severe. Oh, that's 60. I need to get the 0Z. I'm a Dumbo. Okay. Well, let's move on. What's going on in Mexico, man? They're getting some pop-up thunderstorms over there. Okay, there's where your intense thunderstorms start forming. There's that potentially derecho that I was talking about. Whoa, that's a lot of intense lightning. Okay, more intense lightning. Oh my god. We're gonna zoom in. What the? What? Okay. Max is 1,000? 10,000 lightning strikes per minute, and that's literally right on top of my area, too. Jesus, that's a lot of lightning. That's gonna do it for this one, though. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.